Hello to our lovely listeners, and welcome to Season 3 of My Sister's TBR. I'm your co-host, Stacy.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca. And we're bringing you the first wrap-up of 2025. Crazy.
We're a little bit slow getting back into the swing of things since we had a little hiatus at the end of 2024, but I think we're doing pretty good.
I think so. It's fine. Mm-hmm. For sure, we'll be talking about all of the books we've read in January and digging into our featured read, which was Expiration Dates by Rebecca Serle.
So, as always, grab your favorite mug, snuggle in, and let's get into it.
Whoop, whoop.
Cue dance music.
So, I was in a pretty bad reading slump for a couple of months there.
Yeah, you were. You had a lot on your plate.
Let me tell you, I did, but I picked up.
Okay.
I picked up. I've got, okay, I say picked up, but I read 4 books this month.
Listen, that is picked up, especially with the month that you've been having, so.
True.
Excellent. I think I've had 6, I think.
Okay.
But the past week, I have been in a big slump.
Oh boy. What was your last read? What put you in the slump?
I think it was just when Onyx Storm came out and our book club decided to do 2 books for February. Ooh. Then I was thinking, okay, 2 books. And then there's Assassin's Blade that I have to read for the other podcast. And then there's the featured read that we're going to be reading for this podcast. And I just got to the point where there's a lot of tabs open right now. So thinking about everything that I need to read over the next month has been putting a big damper. So I was like, okay, maybe I just need some smut. Maybe I just need to reset the brain a little. And then that just made it worse because I did not really like it, the book. So.
Oh, no. All right. Let's dive into it. I want to hear all about it.
Okay. Do you want to hear my first book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give it to us.
Okay, I can't really give too much on it because it's the second book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, Crown of Midnight.
Oh.
So for those of you who don't know, it's a fantasy book. It's 420 pages. And so without any spoilers, it's about Selena Sardothian. She's a young assassin. She competes in a deadly contest to win her freedom. And the series is set in a corrupt kingdom without magic. Magic is just gone. Where the king rules from a glass throne. And yeah, there's like love triangle. And it's so like cutesy. Still fantasy, still badass. Selena is obviously the baddest bitch. But yeah, it's between Selena, Kale, and Dorian, and it's just 5 freaking stars. What a great series. Yeah, this book 1 and book 2 are both 5 stars. I mean, everything Sarah J. Maas puts out, I 5-starred, I think.
I need to read it. Oh my god.
Yeah. So we're going to be giving some like spiciness ratings and like our favorite quotes. So we're going to be diving in a little bit more to each book with this season. So my favorite quote out of this book is, "I worry because I care. God's help me. I know I shouldn't, but I do. So I will always tell you to be careful because I will always care what happens." Can I just say that, yes, that, yeah, it's just.
Men written by women. Good
So the
God.
spiciness of this book was a 1. Like it's romance, yes. There's a lot of feels here, a lot, but it is not
Okay.
like, don't go into this book thinking there's going to be spice. There's not. But it does not matter because there's so much excitement and just crazy shit hitting the fan. It does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
I would highly, highly recommend it, but definitely read Throne of Glass first, obviously. The first in the series. What was your first book of January?
My first book that I almost read in its entirety in one sitting, almost, was Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Ange had a binge read one day, and that was when she read the entire Throne of A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Right.
We literally spent 12 hours on the couch.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
So Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas is 560 pages.
Whoa.
It's a dark romance, reverse harem, contemporary romance. Yeah, all that good stuff. But what I didn't realize is that this is actually book number 2, Trist 6 series. But it is considered a standalone. Mm-hmm. So, it's fine.
Yeah, there's just a bit of like character crossover, right? I think between that and the first book. Yeah.
I want to read the first one just so I can complete the series just in reverse order. Yeah. Okay. Description. One woman learns the secrets of the 5 Jaeger brothers. On the other side of town, in the dark glades under the rain, Mason is the oldest, 31, ex-Marine. I don't think I've ever seen him smile. Army is 28, a single dad with the most beautiful green eyes. He has no idea who he is, if not a Jaeger brother. Iron will be in prison soon. You'd never think it to meet him. He's a nice guy, actually, but he can't stop reacting to everything. Dallas is the one I hate. 21, cruel and selfish. He takes and then he throws away whatever's left. And Trace is mine. Or he was for about 2 seconds. No one can tame him for long. Not that I ever wanted to. It was fun, but now I need to go back home. Back to my side of the tracks, away from the swamps and these men. To my parents' big house on my clean street, where I'm never dirty or messy or hot. And I will. I'll leave first thing tomorrow morning. I just want to crash on the couch tonight. Their house is dark and quiet. Everyone else is asleep, except for one. He sees me crying and comes at me from behind. I let him wrap his arms around my body and hold me tightly. His breath is on my neck, his fingers are in my hair, and he doesn't stop there. I don't think it was Trace. So, okay. I loved this, but I did only rate it a 3. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, the age gap was a little bit much for me.
Okay. How old is she?
She's 18. With her being 18 and the oldest brother was 32.
Ew.
But the spice, I want to give it like a 4. She was good. Yeah. Very steamy. The only thing that I just felt a little bit icky with, like, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the cover says 5 brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask questions because then there will be spoilers.
Yeah. And also she made a couple of comments of, like, wanting to make a TikTok with this 32-year-old.
Oh. Does she show, like, immaturity?
It depends on the situation, because, like, she fully took care of her siblings. Or sibling, I can't remember how many siblings she had now. I think it was just one. So, like, she was forced to grow up. So, in the sense of that, and being, like, nurturing and basically being, like, a mother figure, in that sense, yes, she was mature, but then there were just certain ways that she would react, and you can tell, like, okay, this is an 18-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then, I don't know, just that TikTok comment really stuck with me. I almost closed the book and stopped watching it.
Reading it.
Yeah. Or, this is what I mean when I see a movie in my head.
So jealous.
Oh my god. I can't believe I just said that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't like when books like say things about apps or like certain media things, like pop culture references, stuff like that. Like I don't think it's going to age well.
No, definitely not.
But then again, a book about a girl and 5 brothers, she's probably not really looking for longevity of her of her book, just more so, here for a good time, not for a long time.
A good time she had. Yep. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I don't really have like a favorite quote or anything.
No.
It did end on a cliffhanger. So that you can
there will
tell
be another.
I'm willing to put money on it. There has to be, because it completely, like, the way that it ended is like setting up the plot for book 3. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But it was nice to finally read that, because I literally have had that on my bookshelf for probably a year.
Yeah.
Also, I'm horrible with the concept of time. That could have been only 2 months ago. But I'm going to say between a year and 2 months.
That's a pretty big...
I have no idea. I know.
Yeah. Listen, look at all the books I have on my shelves.
You're literally surrounded right now.
I am surrounded by books that I have had for years and have been saying,
Touché.
oh, I'll read that.
Yep. Touché.
Yeah. Speaking of a good time.
Oh.
My second book
tell.
was Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. You know the Ice Planet Barbarian novels?
Yes.
Same author. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It was going around, I think, TikTok for a while. Like, the cover, the special edition of it is just stunning. It is like this beautiful, like, pinks and blues, like, just stunning cover. So obviously that dragged me right in. Like, I am very much a judge a book by its cover. Very much.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this was a romance fantasy. It was 432 pages. I listened to it on Spotify.
Oh boy.
So this is about Aspeth and Hawk. Aspeth is a holder's daughter. She's on a mission to join the Royal Artificers Guild to find artifacts to save her father and her hold from being extinguished due to her father's gambling habits. So that's a very basic description. There's a lot of, she's sleuthy, like she is pretending to not be basically royalty. She's yeah. And she's off with her maid. They've traveled to this town to join this guild, which, for one, women aren't allowed to join, and 2, definitely not if they know who she is. So she tracks down this one woman that is supposedly like one of the best out of the guild. She wants to be in her, be taught by her, but turns out to be, without spoilers, she ends up under Hawk's, and he is a Minotaur.
I see the smile. The smile. Where is this going?
So basically it's just this like adventurous, like they're splunking for treasure. And there's a Minotaur. It's also forced marriage.
Oh.
Yes.
Can you kind of paint me a visualization of what he looks like? Because I don't know what that word is that you said.
It's like a humanoid bull.
Oh. Okay. Yep.
Yes.
Man, people coming into this podcast, not listening to like your previous books.
Okay, disclaimer. Here's a disclaimer. I read weird shit. So if you think Minotaur is weird, girl, just go back a little.
Or buckle up. Just
or buckle up.
Join us for the ride.
I don't have any like favorite quotes out of this book because, like I said, I listened to it on Spotify and I slurped it up. Like, yeah. But holy shit, the voice actor for Hawk, like, just do yourself a favor and just listen to it, even if it's just like a preview of it. Because wow,
okay.
The spice was 5. Like that was a full 5 chili spice. It did not shy away from anything.
Amazing, love it.
Yes. I rated it a 4, not quite 5-star, but because it did sort of take a little bit of a slow. I do want to say that like I feel like I really need a break from the romances, and I think this is where I was starting to feel it.
Join me on the dark side. Join me on the dark side. Come on.
Oh God, I would definitely highly recommend this. Especially if you like Minotaur romances, or if you think you might like Minotaur romances. Words amazing. I bet Mom never would have thought I would ever speak.
But at the same time, I feel like she doesn't judge us.
No. I love how Mom is so accepting. And she just goes with it, bless her heart.
Yep.
Love you, Mom.
My next book that I finished was the featured read. I banged out the ending of Five Brothers and started and finished the featured read all on my like trip back up here to the north.
Yeah.
So my next actual read, that's not the featured read, was How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. So I ended up rating this a 4-star after.
Okay.
Even though I was like messaging you being like, like not sure how to feel. So this is number 1 in the Infatuated Fae series. And it was 388 pages. Description. When a trip into the forest to collect a rare mushroom goes horribly wrong, I find myself falling through a fairy portal and straight into the arms of the Unseelie Fae Prince, the dangerously unhinged and handsome Unseelie Fae Prince. What could be more horrible than that? He thinks I'm an assassin sent by the humans to kill him, not a biologist. Determined to kill me first and rid himself of the human he has unwillingly grown obsessed with, yet also needing to entertain his people, the villain challenges me to 3 deadly trials. If I survive, I gain my freedom, but if not, ... The Fae. I've never felt anything but hate and loathing until my eyes found hers. The vile human assassins. She's a parasite that has mercilessly latched onto my mind and won't let me free. My hand itches to be ungloved and feel her smooth skin, even though I would never. The Unseelie Fae royals would rather burn than touch a repulsive human. I fear that if I do not destroy the girl soon, she may be the only thing that's capable of truly destroying me. This, I forgot to say what it was. Obviously, dark romance, romantasy, paranormal. At first glance, this is actually very similar to A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Mm-hmm.
Made me feel a little weird. It felt like a knockoff. I mean, obviously. Like she had 3 trials to safety. There's a shadow daddy, but it's a smoke daddy in this book. She's a human in the fairy realm. There's bonding. There's an evil queen. Not as big as Amarantha, but still like a bitchy queen.
Mm-hmm.
The spice, I would say like a 3, possibly. So up until like the last couple of chapters, I was feeling a bit weird. I was like, man, I'm only gonna rate this like a 2 or a 3. Like, this is just a knockoff of ACOTAR. Like, how dare she? But the plot twist at the end was big enough for me to immediately download book number 2 and start reading it.
Okay, I like those. I like books like that.
Yes, it was. I was literally like jaw on the floor. I did not expect it at all.
So she wasn't like the, oh, well, it was me, I'm just a little human female, like.
She made you think it. She made you think it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved their interactions because, like, he just kept being like, oh, you disgusting human. Then it switched over to his point of view, and he's, like, obsessed with her. Why am I attracted to you?
He's
You're
projecting, yeah.
Human. Yeah. And then he starts, like, treating her nice, and, like, there's a couple nights where she's sleeping in a cage, but you know what? I'm into it.
We've read worse.
Yep. Oh, so good. Very similar, though. I feel like if you love ACOTAR, give this a read.
Okay.
It's, yeah, it is worth it, especially how it ends. Amazing. The plot twist, oh my god, crazy. Yeah. What did you read next?
So, on our way back from St. John's, picking you up and bringing you back, we started The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. This is a romance, a contemporary romance, and 372 pages. And I don't know if you would classify this as like an, I don't even know if it's an enemies to lover, because like they get off on like a bad footing. I don't know. Maybe not quite, but anyways. So it's about Kristen. She has a medical condition that prevents her from having children, and she's keeping it this big secret. She doesn't want anybody to know about it. She finds herself drawn to Josh Copeland. He's the best man at her friend's wedding. Or, well, he's the best man for her friend's wedding that hasn't happened yet. They have, like, this undeniable kind of chemistry. Like, they are excellent together. Like, there is no denying that at all. But Kristen is keeping Josh at a distance because she believes he deserves someone who can fulfill his dream of having a large family. This is ongoing. It is, like, dragged out. Let the man decide. He's an adult. Let him decide. Just tell him. Be like, hey, yo, we may be sleeping together. And maybe I should have said this before we started sleeping together. But I know you want kids, but I can't have them. So, just fucking say it. Tell him. Let him decide. Don't think that you're doing him a favor by being all like, oh, this cannot go anywhere further than sex. We're just having fun. Right? Yeah. When the poor guy is like, what the hell? Like, we are literally, like, so good together. Like, he's just completely left in the dark. And I ended up rating this a 2. Josh was such a good male character. Like I am appalled by Kristen. I don't know where Abby came up with this idea for Kristen as a female main character, because she just pissed me off the entire book. Not to mention, she is currently with, like, before they start having relations, before they, with somebody else who is, I think he's like overseas military. He is such a good guy, and she's just like totally screwing him over. It's just, I'm not rooting for Kristen at all at this point. But yeah, what happens at the end was enough for me to drop it down to a 2-star. There's a lot more that happens in this book that definitely, I probably would just leave it as a 1, honestly. Like, I should have
Damn.
DNF'd it, but I don't recommend it and that's so sad because I absolutely loved her. Was it Just for the Summer?
Yep.
Yeah. Phenomenal book.
Yeah.
I thought it was just out of the water. But yeah, this was not it. Nope. I would never recommend this book.
That's so sad.
Yes. What else did you have?
I just finished. I finally listened to one of your recommendations. And I just finished Lights Out by Nevessa Allen.
Ooh. Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, this is book 1 of Into Darkness series. And it is a dark contemporary romance with BDSM. So, if that's something you're into, this is a good book. Okay.
And don't lie. Everybody has some level.
If you haven't had that kink awoken yet, it'll come out once you read this. Alright, I actually haven't read this description yet, so I'm actually very curious what it's going to say. I don't need another kink. That thought pops into my head whenever I pull up my favorite social media app, but alas, every time I scroll, I learn something new about myself, and another one is born.
Accurate.
Yep. And yes, I know I'm responsible for what the algorithm shows me, but I'm trying to ignore that fact. Lately, my feed has been dominated by masked men. I've favorited videos of them, dressed in full cosplay, decked out in futuristic military apparel, and wrapped up like ghouls. But more than anything else, my For You page is filled with shirtless men wearing ghost masks. Bonus points if they are heavily tattooed, wielding a knife, or covered in fake blood. At night, I dream about being chased by them, of them catching me, and doing deliciously dark things to my more than willing body. I never could have guessed that by sending one drunken text, those dreams would become my new reality. Lights Out is a fast-paced, dark romance with a morally gray male lead. Check, 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 check. Sign me up. Some themes and scenes may be disturbing to readers. Please check the trigger warnings at the beginning of the book before you read.
Yeah, there are quite a few triggers.
There are.
What did you rate it?
I'm on the fence.
Okay.
I'm on the fence. I'm gonna have to say a 3.5. I know. Okay, hear me out. Josh, I freaking love that man. Where can I find one? I want the exact same person right here. Some of her comments were a little bit cringy to me, but that was mainly at the beginning of the book, and then it got a lot better, and I didn't find any cringy comments at all. I thought I was going to be more cringed out by the fact that she's talking about social media again, bringing that in. But I actually wasn't. I myself went looking for masked men on my For You page. Couldn't find any.
I think it was just so relatable that I didn't get that ick from we were talking about the pop culture thing.
Yeah. I did find one masked man on TikTok, but then he took off his mask.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
Especially, he ruined it. Anyway. It was really good. I think another thing that kind of was ugh, the reason why I took away a couple of stars was how it ended. I know it's fast-paced.
Mm-hmm.
When he...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That... But also, I love him. So,
yeah.
I would have said yes, too.
His commentary and his inner monologue was just absolute perfection.
Literally. He is so funny. I
Yeah.
want him.
Yeah.
I want him. Okay, maybe 3.5 is too harsh for me to say. Because I loved him enough to give him 4 stars on his own.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change my rating to 4. I'll go with 4 because I love
That's
their
what I
chemistry.
rated it.
I love that. Like, I loved both of them together, how fucked up they both were, and like they were literally perfect together. Yeah, I don't know. I think God, I've been single for too long. I think I'm just emotionally fucked at this point. Like, the ending just seemed so unrealistic to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that
just a
too.
novel.
Yeah, I don't like the fast-paced. But to be fair, this man like fell head over heels for her right from the start. Like, she slid into those DMs and he was just like, "Oh, okay." I mean, one of the quotes that I highlighted was, my evil plan was working. Step 1, get Allie to drop her guard. Step 2, fuck her on this couch. Oh, wait, no, I'd skipped a few steps somewhere.
I remember what I found was cringy about her. Her comments to him, like, on his videos. I found them very cringy.
Yeah, don't you know that people can read your comments?
Yeah. Like.
Oh, I remember why I docked the star. I didn't like that whole, like, mommy, daddy to the cat. It's a fucking cat.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, I
don't
agree.
like that. If that's your cup of tea, that's fine. I'll try my best not to ick your yums, but yeah, it just didn't do it for me. So that's why I docked the star. I just like really glossed over that, and obviously that was like buried very deep in my subconscious because I forgot that was in the book.
Yeah.
Are you back to a 3.5?
No, I'm still kind of on the fence now. Yeah, I'm. Because, like, if they were talking about a dog, then I think I'd be into it. But I don't understand cat people. I think that's where I struggle a lot with that.
I have a cat, and I still struggle with that.
Oh, God. Yeah, but 1000% recommend. Yes. Read it.
Mm-hmm.
Read it. Oh my God. I can't wait to read book 2. Is it out yet? Please tell me yes.
Caught Up is expected this year.
Okay.
June 2025.
Amazing. I'm making it part of my New Year's resolution to complete book series. Because I'm really bad at not.
Yeah. I start them and just never finish. I agree completely. Yeah.
So we need to do better with that. Because that's the thing. I don't stop the series because I didn't like the series. I could absolutely love book number 1. It's just I don't know. I don't know why I don't know.
It's
a lot of things that I don't understand why I do. So here we are.
'Twas the tism, my lord. Did you see that apparently this is so like unrelated to books, but people with autism are more likely to like the color green? How many more big red finger, like the foam fingers, do we need?
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways.
Anywho, what was your next read?
Was the book club book, which was a novel love story by Ashley Poston.
So, I started it and I didn't finish it. I need to, but so cute.
This is a contemporary romance, and it is basically every reader's dream. It's 368 pages, and I think we can kind of classify this one as an enemies to lovers. Yeah, I think. Jilted at the altar, Eileen Merriweather escapes reality through books, but her life takes a fantastical turn when her car breaks down in Eloratown, the fictional town from her favorite romance series. Trapped in a seemingly perfect world frozen in time, she feels compelled to help the town achieve its happy ending, despite the resistance of a grumpy yet alluring bookstore owner. As Elsie becomes more entangled in Alorton's story, she discovers her own happily ever after might be within reach. Oh, so this is Eileen and Anders. And it starts out like with her almost hitting Anders in like a rainstorm. She's coming into town, and right from the start, he is so frosty towards her. He's so cold, and he's just like, "You need to get out of town. You need to get back in your car." And she's starting to piece together like characters in this town. Like the people are the characters in her favorite book series.
Oh my God. Can you
imagine just being dropped into this town that is from your favorite book series? I would die. I mean, the writing in this book was just phenomenal. I rated it like a 1 or 2 on the spicy scale. I felt it was very closed door, fade to black-ish, but I may be wrong. I don't know if I read something different than everybody else. But yeah, I rated this like 4 stars, but I probably put it closer to 4.5. Not quite a 5-star. Just because I don't know why. I mean, I did really enjoy it. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't rate it 5 stars. Maybe I should go back and change it because no, there had to have been something. I'll remember it.
Yeah.
It'll be jogged. My favorite quote. If I could just like take Anders, copy and just paste him everywhere in the world would be such a better place. So he said, "If I was a poet, I would liken love to your eyes. If I was a gardener, I would plant a kiss on all the places you despise yourself. If I was a writer, I could write epics to your lovely lips. If I was a painter, I would explore every bend and curve, so when my eyes failed me, I would paint you by memory."
I just got goosebumps. Like, I'm tired of meeting men who are nothing like that.
All they have to do is just crack open a few romance books and you're right there. What was your next book?
I just have the featured read left. Yeah.
Okay. My next read was Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman.
Oh.
Because I was not pleased that I think the last book by Jennifer Hartman that I read, I didn't really like. Yeah. Or the one before. Yeah. So I was just like, no, I have to solidify that Jennifer Hartman is still one of my favorite authors. And I did.
Okay.
So Still Beating is a contemporary dark romance, and definitely check your triggers. This was hard to read.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, take this seriously then.
Yes. Yeah.
If she's saying this.
So the description. Cora's sister's birthday party takes a terrifying turn when she's stranded with her nemesis, Dean. They wake up chained in a madman's basement, forced to work together to survive. But their captor has a twisted plan, one that will change their hate-fueled relationship forever and bind them together in ways they never imagined. So, what's not written there, that I think it might have been in the original description, but Dean is Cora's sister's boyfriend? Fiance?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. When they're taken and chained up in the basement, and they've always been like at each other's throats. Like when they say like her nemesis Dean, like, yeah, they do not get along. So there were some really hard parts to read in this. They're held captive. It's not the whole book, because you do get a lot of what happens after and what happened like before. And it is dual POV.
Oh, I like
and
that.
Obviously it's forced proximity.
Obviously.
Yeah, and my favorite quote is another like tearjerker. Maybe love is singing her favorite song in the dark just so she can sleep. maybe love is giving away the shoes on your feet to keep her warm. Maybe love is coming over in the middle of the night when the power goes out because you know she's afraid of the dark. And maybe love is walking away because it's the only way she'll find the light again.
Damn.
Spiciness of this one, I would say, was a 3. Again, the content warnings, check your triggers, because there's a lot. And I rated it 4 stars.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, really good book. Really good. Jennifer Hartman is just the queen of writing books that just absolutely destroys your heart.
Great.
Yeah, I think I read it in like 2 days. Devoured it. So I only have one other book besides the featured read, one that I finished today.
Okay. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Have you come across the TikTok page Tierney? She's got like long red hair and she's like Australian. And she says like...
No, I don't think so.
She talks about spicy books. She wrote a book.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was called The Other Brother. And it's a contemporary romance. And so as soon as she started posting on Facebook or on TikTok about this book, I was like, I gotta read it because she is freaking hilarious. And like she just puts so much comedy and just heart into what she does. So I was very excited to read that. And it didn't quite hit the mark for me, the book. It's ex-fiance's brother forbidden love tropes.
Okay.
Sound great. The description: April yearns for a love like her parents had, which she thought she found with her fiancé, Lucas, until she discovered his secret and their relationship ended. Now, she finds herself drawn to his brother, James, a musician who is nothing like Lucas. Despite the complications and the risk of further heartbreak, she can't deny her feelings for him and is falling for the one person she shouldn't. So it's like 99% just smut. Like this is just, there's so much.
Damn.
Yeah. And like 1% plot. I rated it 3. The spice 5.
Okay.
Like it definitely, and I don't know if it's just me, like where I said like I've been in that sort of rut, like where I don't feel like I'm wanting to read these books anymore. I do see a lot of her in this book. There's no doubt about it that she put a lot of herself into the book. Even with like April, the main character, it was just like she wrote herself as the main female character. And I don't know if I was getting a little like icky feeling towards that because I could place her as Tierney, right? And it just felt a bit, I don't know. But there was a lot of, oh my God, but I can't feel this way. He's my ex-fiance's brother. You know, everybody's going to think this is so weird. And I like, oh, fuck
Who
off.
cares?
You're an adult. Nobody cares. Right? But there was a lot of that. Like, oh my God, I shouldn't feel this way. I feel so conflicted. And she's like, girl, Lucas is, you know, gone.
History.
Yeah. Like, obviously, go with the better brother.
Yeah. No judgment here.
No. But yeah, it was just, I found that I was just like scrolling.
Yeah.
And, you know, or I got my Kindle put on continuous scroll. So that's why I say scrolling. But like just skimming because there was just a lot. It was just like sex after sex after sex after sex.
It just wasn't your cup of tea.
No. And I don't want to shit on it because it's not that it was written bad. It's just purely me and where I'm at right now. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll reread it in half a year and it'll be fine. And I'll really like it.
Yeah, you just need to change up in what you're reading now.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, featured read.
So, our featured read this month, Expiration Dates by Rebecca Serle. This was 272 pages. Just a little baby.
Little baby.
And it is contemporary romance, magical realism is also there. Yep. Fantasy. Let's see. Daphne Bell believes the universe has a plan for her. Every time she meets a new man, she receives a slip of paper with his name and a number on it, the exact amount of time they will be together. The papers told her she'd spend 3 days with Martin in Paris, 5 weeks with Noah in San Francisco, and 3 months with Hugo, her ex-boyfriend turned best friend. Daphne has been receiving the numbered pages for over 20 years, always wondering when there might be one without an expiration. Finally, the night of a blind date at her favorite Los Angeles restaurant, there's only a name, Jake. But as Jake and Daphne's story unfolds, Daphne finds herself doubting the paper's prediction and wrestling with what it means to be both committed and truthful. Because Daphne knows things Jake doesn't. Information that, if he found out, would break his heart. Told with her signature warmth and insight into matters of the heart, Rebecca Serle has finally set her sights on romantic love. The result is a gripping, emotional, passionate, and yes, heartbreaking novel about what it means to be single, what it means to find love, and ultimately how we define each of them for ourselves. I rated this a 3.
Samesies. So you read it really quick. It took me 19 days.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
This, I struggled. And I think 3 stars is being generous.
Oh, dear.
Our little bit of like non-spoilery review first. Then we can dig into like the big spoilers, but we'll have to give everybody a heads up when you get out.
Okay.
I felt like there were a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In my notes where it's main characters, I put Daphne and all her boy toys.
Yeah.
It
was hard to keep up.
Yeah.
I would look at a name and be like, wait, who is this guy again? What happened with him?
Not just that, but I also felt like I didn't want to read these chapters because what's the point here when we know that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a very hard time connecting with any of the characters.
Same. I completely agree.
Besides Jake. I think Jake was the only character that we got, like, a lot.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I love the concept of the book.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the way that the book went wasn't what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I felt like there was a bit of whiplash happening.
Yeah.
Because you could be like finally getting into Daphne and Jake's story, and then all of a sudden we're back like 6 years ago with this other guy that Rebecca is trying to get us to feel something for. Like, I don't know. Whiplash is the best way that I could describe this. Yep. I mean, I do like Rebecca's writing. She is talented. I really, really loved 5 years. Like, that was almost my favorite book of 2024. Right. Like, that was a phenomenal read. Mm-hmm. But this book didn't hit. There was something that needed to be done different, I think.
I think even if it was a little bit longer, so that we could have had more time with these temporary boyfriends, maybe. I don't know. It just...
Or unless it was in, like, chronological order, and...
True. And dates. I wanted dates.
Yeah. So, I want to talk about some spoiler things, so if you're not here for the spoilers, you should check out now. Yeah. Because I'm digging in. Yeah. Okay. The fact that she has a congenital heart failure, was that she had? They dropped that on us.
Out of the friggin' blue.
Yeah. Like, I wish going into the book, maybe, knowing that. I don't think that needed to be such a big plot twist.
So...
Maybe.
I didn't hate that. I honestly didn't. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what got me interested in the book again. When I reached that part, I was like, holy shit. But mainly because part of me then was like, oh my God, is she already dead? I literally
Oh.
thought it was going to be like, this was all of her, like, after she's
Oh,
dead, and like, this is what's going on in
damn.
her brain. That's where my brain went.
See, this is what I was talking about a little while ago when I said sometimes I feel like we come up with like plot twists that I wish were the book.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck. But yeah.
That's literally what made me interested again, because I
Mm-hmm.
was picturing it then. I was like, oh my God, yep, she's dead. This is her in her heaven, and these are all the guys. Like, she's been dead this whole time. That's
Yeah.
where my brain was going.
I
Yeah.
poor Jake, because she was keeping this from him, and he was after already burying a wife.
Yeah.
Now she knows this. Why did she not?
Like, don't drag it out.
Yeah, yeah. I liked the big plot twist. I did not expect that it was Hugo that swiped the note.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And even though he was in love with her, like he still wanted her to have that with Jake. That
Yeah.
not knowing.
Yeah. I like that. But, like, the miscommunication. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did like how they were the ones that ended up together at the end of it. Was her walking in.
Yeah.
Jake was such a good guy.
I know. What is with these women not appreciating a good man? So rare.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, like,
Ugh.
also, I guess she didn't realize that she had feelings for Hugo still, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't.
I know. Maybe the fact that it was so messy is what makes it good because it's more realistic. It wasn't a perfect.
True. That's also true. That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a little too harsh on it.
Yeah.
Her dad, I think, might be my favorite character. Yeah, he said, no one's time is promised, not yours, not mom's, not mine, not Jake's. It's just the way it is. We are all dying every day, and at some point it becomes a choice. Which one are you going to do today? Are you living or are you dying? Bless
I
his
loved
heart.
him. And, like,
Yeah.
like, what a good dad. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd still keep it at the 3. Like, it was I liked it. I didn't love it. There were things that, like, I would have enjoyed more if it was done differently, but yeah, I just felt there was, like, a lot of filler and not a lot. And I mean, it's weird because it was such a short book.
Yeah. Agreed. Like, literally the only downside to this was the multiple boyfriends.
Yeah.
That's, like, the biggest thing that I can't get over. It was just too complicated.
Why did she describe everybody's outfit?
That also, I don't know.
Like, everybody, she described what they were wearing.
Like, that was way too...
Micro detailing.
Yeah. But what was the purpose? It was like, I don't know if she was trying too hard to help us visualize these people, but, like...
I don't need to visualize their clothing. Like...
Also, I realize, okay, I know now why she did it, but... So, when she's describing her clothes and how she re-wore the same, like, sleeveless turtleneck, she wore that twice. And that was another contributing factor for why I thought she was already dead. I don't know why. But then we found out that she wears turtlenecks and stuff to cover up her scars from her, like, open heart surgery that she had.
Yeah.
But when I seen that, or when I noticed that she was wearing that shirt again for the second time, I was like, did she maybe die in this turtleneck? Like, what? I don't know. That's... My brain just went morbid. I don't know.
I think that would have made it a little more fun, I think.
If she died?
Okay, you didn't have to put it that way.
Oh my god.
I just meant if it was like a paranormal twist to it.
Yeah. Yep. See, and I blame Pen Pal by J.T. Geisinger and Valentine.
Midnight Valentine?
Yep. I blame the two of those for putting that plot theory
You
in my head.
want big plot twists, you definitely need to read Perfect Stranger.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That one is a fucking roller coaster. Yeah. I don't know. I think this one might be a miss. I don't know if I would really recommend it.
I mean, if you're looking for a quick read, maybe.
It took me 19 days. There's nothing quick about it. I would literally pick it up and just like groan and roll my eyes and put it down again.
I don't know. Like, I didn't struggle. Like, the only part that I struggled with reading was trying to remember the guys, and like there was even a part where I forgot who Hugo was. I was like, who the frig is this person now? And I like went back through a couple chapters, and I literally had to doggy ear. No one judge me. I doggy eared each chapter with a new boy.
Yeah.
Just in case if I had to go back and remind myself of who he was.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sad. I wish I could say wholeheartedly that I do recommend it, but I just don't. I don't think it's one to...
It's not your cup of tea.
Maybe not.
Your cup of tea. No. That's perfectly okay. I think you need a nice palate cleanse now. Like February's featured read.
But yeah, February is going to be a fun month, I think. Because we're going spooky again.
Screw Valentine's Day.
The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. It's a horror fantasy. That is so fun.
I'm so excited.
So fun. When a young woman clears out her deceased grandmother's home in rural North Carolina, she finds long-hidden secrets about a strange colony of beings in the woods. Fucking let's go.
Yep. Sign us up.
Yeah, so I'm excited to do another T. Kingfisher. Because I still think about some of those scenes from the Willows.
Same.
Willows? Is that what that one was called?
Yeah, or no, the Hollow Places.
The Hollow Places. The Willows was the original.
The Willows. Yeah. I can't look at the willow trees the same anymore.
No.
I remember after we finished reading that, I was at like a fire here in my friend's yard, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, that's a willow tree," and I was like,
"Nope."
Have you ever seen? There's like a meme of like a cat, I think, and there's like a war scene going on in the back.
Oh, like the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That was me hearing willows. And now, like, they're everywhere here. They're everywhere. After I realized that's what they were called, I seen them everywhere. There's an abandoned apartment building across from my street, literally right there, and all in front are willow trees.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I hope this book sticks with us the same as
it better.
Hollow Places. We'll just have to wait and find out next month.
Yep.
Anyways.
I think that clues up our episode.
I think it does.
Wow.
Yeah, first episode of season 3.
Woohoo. Crazy.
Yep, I guess we'll be back again in 2 weeks. Toodles!
Thanks for listening. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and follow. Go catch us on Instagram, my sister's TBR. We post
some bookish things
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.